Hey folks, welcome back to Tucked in the Dungeon. Working on cleaning up stuff. We have been organizing and getting stuff ready to do some serious work here in the shop. One of the things that I want to address is I have my horizontal milling machine over here, and I've got, I don't know, close to 20. We've got close to 20 mandrels for this thing down here. And while, you know, this cart kind of works, and kind of, not really, but it kind of works. It's better than nothing. It's hard for me to see what mandrel's what. And so what I'm going to do is make a wall-mounted rack here. And so what I've done in preparation is I think if I come out 12 inches I can get, so this would be 12 by 20 or 48, and that'll fit in there nicely. And I haven't decided what I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go right on top of that. I may wind up having to move this rack, I don't know. Maybe I'll go here. I don't know. I haven't quite figured that part out yet. Anyhow, I've been playing around on Draft Site this morning. That's the 2D program that I use. And it's a lot more simple than Fusion as far as doing something simple like this. And I've got my hole spacing figured out where I can put 17. And so I'll show you that in a minute. What I'm going to do though is, there'll be three rows, and they're about three inches apart. Well, actually they're 4 inches apart. And I'll have a hole drilled that's this diameter. I don't know what that is just yet. So basically this will sit down in it, and then on the bottom side I'm going to have the other piece there so that it can just literally sit right on it. And so that'll make for a nice secure shelf bracket for that. And then on the bottom of that second piece I'll put some angled brackets to come in and tie into my studs. So let's go take a look at the draft site drawing. So we'll be back in just a second. Alright, so here's what I've got. The red outline is my 12 by 24 inch board, and so I gave myself an inch leeway coming in from the sides, and you know, there's 1 inch in between most of them. The end ones I had to bring those over an extra 1/4 inch, that way I could get a 3/4 inch board in there. So there'll be a strip there that joins the top and bottom plate, and so this works, and it should give me enough room that I can reach in and grab what I need. Obviously I'll have the larger ones back towards the wall, the smaller mandrels out away from the wall. Can you zoom in on that real good? All right, so let's go start laying this stuff out. All right, folks, so got that laid out, and again, tolerance of about 1/8 of an inch is fine, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I just want it to look more or less right. So from this one to this one I had to move it in just a little bit, and so this is 3.75 inches, same on the end here, and then everything else is 4-inch centers. All right, and then so you saw me on these, I went ahead and brought those, I went from one side to the other, and it balanced out. And so the center is not quite 4 inches either way. It doesn't really matter, right? But all of these are in line. The middle ones, there's only one of them, so if it's out of alignment just slightly, you'll never know. But I'd say it's probably within a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. And so now I get the great pleasure of drilling 17 3-inch holes. Back at a few. Alright, good thing that I measured. 3 inch is the collar diameter. So literally I want 1.75. Look through all of my hole drills. I don't have 1.75, but 2 is what I have. That'll be fine. So anyhow, got this set up. I'll have this as a backer so to help the plywood from not chipping out. We'll put you on time lapse and let it go. So the question is, how many in the viewer audience has caught the uh-oh? I'm thinking, you know, I got 12, 17 holes to drill. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. And I'm 8 holes in. I'm like, man, it seems like I got a whole lot more holes to drill. Apparently, when I drew my rectangle for the first one, I did a 12 by 12, and not, I did a 12 by 24, not a 12 by 48. And so, I mean, it's okay because the 19 holes wasn't going to be enough for what I had. But you know, I just have to laugh at myself because I'm like, man, I don't think there should be that many holes. And then it dawned on me. So anyhow, it happens to the best of us. Catch you on the flip side. Alright, well, that wasn't terrible at about 30 minutes or so. The most time-consuming part about this whole thing was popping those out. So I'm going to deburr the backside with a razor knife, and then we'll start with the next part. Back in a bit. Alright folks, what I did is I cut a piece of, I had some scrap 3/4 inch plywood, and I basically cut that. I didn't even measure, I just stuck this in the thing, and so I literally could have been just a little bit taller, but what I want this is just to rest on the bottom sheet and then to rest in this little nook. So I think that'll be fine. As it settles over time, it'll work itself out. So we're just going to put 3 screws in each one of those, and then we'll be back in a few. Alright folks, so we got the body of this thing pretty much done. So I've got 2 stiffeners, you know, roughly 1/3 of the way in. I'll put another screw in from the back side as well, just to put it all together. So the next thing I've got to do is I'm going to make some angle brackets to go underneath this. And probably what I'll do is I'll put a backer plate that the angle brackets will attach to, and then I can just screw that backer plate onto my studs, which will make life a little easier. So back in a few. Oh, look at that thing. Alright folks, so I got my backer plate screwed on. I stuck the backer up there to make sure that I knew where the studs were so that I don't put these in the way. And so I basically just wound up marking each one of these as a 1 or a 2 or whatever it happened to be. And I'm going to mark like so, and then I'm going to actually need to do the vertical is more important than that. And so I'll drill a clearance hole through there, and then I'll screw each of those on. And so, you know, it should be. Let's see, let's put this one just on the other side of that, yeah. And so what I'm doing is I'm offsetting them from the braces just a little bit, so I'm not, so I've got somewhere to screw to. We'll do this one. Alright, so next thing I'll do, I'll go ahead and drill clearance holes through all those. I'll probably go ahead and drill holes for my studs, and that way I can just throw this on the wall and screw it to it. Back in a bit. Alright folks, so we got everything attached and got it set in here where we want it. I just wanted it low enough that I could still access my plug. And then I've got one screw in it right now holding it, and so now I'm just going to here we go, and I'll put a nice 3 in here. Alright folks, welcome back. And so yeah, I'm super happy with that, how that turned out. I've got you know, all of my arbors set up here, and they're sorted by length and diameter, and obviously tallest and fattest on the left and in the back, and then going all the way down to my smallest arbor that I have. I've got the Equipto cart, which you know, has been my storage receptacle for all things horizontal mill related. And you know, I like this setup, though I have to go through and do some derusting because the rust crept up on me. But you know, prior to this, I had all these stuff down below on this Equipto cart, and every time I walked by here, I'd kick one, and it was a mess. And so all these drawers are going to wind up being nuts, spacers, you know, because you know, you put your cutter on here, and then you've got spacers to space it out where you want it, where you need it. All right. So just really happy with that, and I mean, it's bulletproof. I can literally stand on that thing. It's not going anywhere. That whole wall is going to go down before that thing comes loose from the wall. So please like and subscribe. You know, your likes, your comments are certainly welcome, and they help the channel grow. So hope you enjoyed this content. Have a great weekend. Doc D out.